I currently do not have a good way to get emeralds in my Skyblock world. So today, I will be spending so much time leveling up villagers and trading away for emeralds to be as rich as I can possibly be. I also accomplished many other things in this video, like building a giant villager hub and getting 100 villagers to go along with it. I also obtain a trident, make an automatic wool farm, and discover a groundbreaking Skyblock mechanic. I think the first thing that I should do is finish up sorting all of my storage. And now every single item that I have has been completely sorted. But now I have to deal with something that's very, very silly. I'm going to grab some wheat, and since these two villagers are stupid, they went into the sheep pen, so I must get them out. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. And also something happened to my boots. I think I died and then I lost those, which means that I need to get some new ones. And there's the new boots. And then I can buy a Depth Strider book. And now this is finally complete again. Now I have to mine up some of this dirt from when I was planting some saplings. But you know what? I want a trident. And if I want to get one, I can't just keep on using the mob farm. So I'm going to build a drown farm. I went on a different world to find a river biome, so I'm gonna have to start by collecting up a bunch of lava. Then while I wait, I can mine up a bunch of blocks. I've made this little kill chamber, and I completely forgot to take more water. And it's now time to start on the platform. Now that I've got this, I have to make a 3-block tall wall around it. And now that I've got this, I need to get a lot of signs. I have to place signs all along here. And then now you see all of this. I have to place signs on the 3rd layer, like this. That might take a while. Alright, I finally got all of the signs. Then I'm gonna have to make a ring of blocks around this thing. Now that I have this ring around the build, I can make one on the inside. Now I have this 66 block tall pillar. And now I'm going to have to run back home. Now you can see I've got a bunch of lava over here and a bunch stored up. I have to place lava on every single block. Now all the lava is falling down, but now everything, it's all flowing down. So while I wait for that, I'm going to add blocks all on top of them. And now I just have to wait for all of this lava to flow down to the bottom. I can add water all like that. And you see that it turns all of it into cobblestone. So basically this just allows me to create walls without even having to do anything. Just have to make sure not to mess it up. Now I've got most of it done, then I can remove all of these blocks. Then I can go to this corner and dig all the way down. The thing made a bunch of extra cobblestone that I do not want. So time to get rid of it. Now I guess I just have cobblestone over here. I'll just leave that. I have to get rid of all the stone on the outer edges. And then now, this farm is almost done. I have to climb back up to the top, then fill this part in with blocks. I can slowly break every single one of the blocks that I just placed. Now because all of these are infinite water sources, once I break this, all of the water will flow down and then allow the drowns to spawn. Now there's only one thing left, and that is to make a bunch of slabs and then make a roof covering this giant body of water. Wait a minute, why is this open? Oh my goodness. And there we go. I've got a drown farm. Now the reason that I built this is not because I needed copper. Like, ones that you convert cannot have tridents. And I want a trident. The only thing that's left to do is to test it out. Let's just look at my statistics. I killed 325 drowned, and I've got a lot of stuff. 10 nautilus shells, 2 tridents, a bunch of rotten flesh, and quite a lot of copper. I mean, the sword is looting 3, so I can't say it's too surprising. But now I think it is time that I deal with something that I should have dealt with a little bit a while ago. So the only way that I can get magma cream currently is from getting magma cube drops, which are not very common in the nether wastes. So as per usual, I'm going to go on a separate world to see if I can find a basalt delta biome. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. Does it just continue once you go like far? Yeah, because that's the nether roof. So, hold on, how far is this? Like, it's like 700 blocks out. So like a basalt delta anywhere? Yeah, this just continues. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, the overworld expands also. Pretty interesting. So yeah, it turns out once you go far enough away, the Skyblock world does continue. And you know what? I'm going to utilize it, but only in the Nether, because I feel like I'm far enough in the game where I could use like an optional way to get more stuff, but like if I use the overworld, that would just remove the whole point of Skyblock. So you know what, man? I'm gonna use it. So no, I'm gonna go over to the ice farm and get a bunch of ice so that I can like bridge out to that place where there was the basalt delta, because I think I'm gonna use this. Guys, I may have just found the meaning of life. I think I'm genuinely the smartest person to ever live. Oh yeah, future me here. Spoilers, I'm not the smartest person. I thought you could mine frostwalker ice, but you cannot, so I'll just not show this. I tried to use it, but you cannot mine it and get the ice, so I'll just cut this part out. I've now got a load of ice and slabs, and I made stone slabs instead of stone brick slabs for some reason. I used the exact same download for like the separate world as this one. It should have the nether there, or like that part. So what I'm gonna do is like a mix of this, because then I can still ride a boat on it, and I don't want to use ice because I was sitting at the ice farm for like an hour. I'll cut corners when I can. This is going to take a really long time because I have to like jump up like this. But wait a minute. I'm going to have to mine a bunch of blocks so that I can make enough walls and buttons to spawn proof and protect myself from falling off. So I'll go get all the cobblestone and build everything. I have now completed the pathway. I just need to grab a few things. Then using this boat, I can travel down this highway. This took a really long time to place, because I had to alternate between slabs and ice. So I'm going to change all of these slabs to be glass. So you can see the nether roof is up there. I decided I'm not going to instantly explore it now. I'll just wait a little bit. My boat! I guess I have to go back and get a new one. It's crazy to say, but I have now made it to the nether roof in original Skyblock. I'm gonna scout below down here to see if I can find a crimson forest. So I'm just gonna run around until I find one. Alright, I have found a crimson forest. So I'm going to build a hoglin farm, because I do not want to get food by myself, because I am lazy. Now here's actually something. I will have to venture into the nether. First, I'm just gonna steal a bunch of ice from here. Now I've got all of the materials, including the ice. So what this means is that I have to travel over there, which I'm not excited for. I found the forest. Now I just need to get 5 of these little warped fungus things. Oh goodness, there's a big piggy. Now I can make my way back. So now let's begin building it. The farm is done. It's time to make the ice boat highway all the way there and back. Oh my goodness. What did I just do? I AFK'd for about 10 minutes and got a lot of cooked pork chop. So I think that I can start making my way back. Now I'm completely set on the food department for a while. So last video I actually lost my mending villager. So I say that it is time to get a new one. Which means that it is time to get even more children. Now I'm pretty sure I can only do this during the day. So I can just prepare my pickaxe a little bit. Hello everyone. Make children. Is there a child? There is! There's a baby! It's now been about an entire day of cobblestone mining, and until that villager grows up, I shall duplicate a ton of dirt. I've mined a ton of dirt over this last day, and the villager has grown up, so I shall let the villager sleep. It is time to kidnap the child. So I'll make some sort of chamber where I shall trap this villager. Oh my goodness, I got efficiency 5, but it's a stack of emeralds. We have a situation. I've lost another toolsmith villager. Turns out I left the cage open and he escaped, and now I can't find him. And there's also another missing villager, so at this point I don't know what's happening. But that's okay, because I can just put mending on this sword. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I should have put it on a trident. Yeah, I don't know where that silk touch villager went, which means I have lost 4 or 5 villagers. Anyway, while I wait for day to come, I guess, so that the villagers can restock, I think that I shall start to put some items into storage. And now I can finally put mending on this trident. Now, honestly, I'm kind of sick of not having a quintillion villagers at my disposal, and a lot of them keep on dying, so I think that now it is time that I build a villager breeder. So I'm going to start with getting all of the materials that I need for this thing. So I'm going to have to get 108 glass panes. I made a little too much on accident. Now I'll get all of the materials that aren't really as interesting, which are just blocks and trapdoors. So I'm going to begin the breeder right here. So I'm going to build this about 200 blocks up. So to get the villagers up, I'm going to use a soul sand elevator. And since I do not have kelp, the next best thing I could use is just a bunch of ice. I've got about 4 stacks, which should definitely be enough. What? Okay, thankfully some stuff survived. I lost the pickaxe. I lost all of the glass, half of the ice. Thankfully I didn't have anything that was non-renewable, so at least the sword survived. I've got pretty much everything back, so it's okay. I'm going to make a giant water pool over here. If I miss this, then I just deserve to lose everything at this point. Right about here should be good enough. I just realized I completely forgot about the dirt. So I'm going to start by bridging out a few blocks. Now I'm going to have to build down and make a 1x2 platform. But are you kidding? I'm going to have to go. Yeah, because that's suspended above air. I'm just ruining everything today, aren't I? I'm going to build around this with dirt. Then I'll add 2 composters on top, followed by 2 glowstone. Then 4 blocks out in each direction, I'm going to have to build out in dirt. Till all of it to make it become farmland. Then I'll add carrots on every single one of these blocks. So I'm going to make a border all around the farmland. And add glass panes going up by 2 blocks all around it. So right over here will be where the villagers will drop down. Now there are only a few more steps. So right here will be where they fall. So I shall build a little safety net. We have a problem. They have to be farmer villagers, which means I shall need to... Where are you going? Which means I shall need 2 new villagers. Stop. Go back. I don't even care about punching him. He's mean, which means I'm just gonna have to get more children. The 2 villagers have been obtained. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I did not. No, I'm so sorry. No. Back in. I'm sorry. That was your fault, not mine. Oh my goodness. He's going rogue. He tried to kill me. He's trying to kill me. He's losing his sanity. How about I just add, some barriers, just in case a villager happened to fall off. They do have another child, so I'll just have to wait for this guy to grow up. Alright, to be fair, he was fighting me all the time, so I can't see that he didn't deserve it. I got the second villager here. Now I think for this to work, I'm gonna have to replace all of the beds. Now I think that there's only one step left, and that is to feed them. I think the baby fell down. Yes! Okay. The child has fallen. So now I guess villagers will just start popping down as those guys breed. These 2 are the only librarians that survived. The mending villager and this one. The Silk Touch, the looting villager, and the Fortune and Frostwalker, they have all died. And this guy somehow managed to stay alive through all the carnage. So you know what? Now that I have all these villagers, what if I just make a giant place for them to live? Location is the first part. I actually think that over here would work pretty well. So I'll expand this platform to make it all even. I've gathered a load of materials, which means it is now time to get building. The villager breeder has been working quite nicely, because there's a bunch of them trapped in here. There's also just a bunch of them running around. Anyways, you might be wondering why I have so much wood. It's because I don't have terracotta. I'm just going to use stripped logs to make the head of the villager. So I'm going to make this base a giant villager head. So on each side, I'm going to leave 2 block gaps to put the doors so I can get in and out. The villagers love it so much, they're already going on top. He just tried to kill me. Oh my goodness. One of them fell. Now I just have to strip the remaining logs. There's the exterior done. Now I shall begin building the actual villager containment, I guess. Now unfortunately I can't get things like direct and andesite easily. So for now I'm just going to leave their pods as workstation and where the villager will be. but I'll probably expand it once I get more andesite. Why are there villagers up there? My goodness, did they walk off the side? Are you kidding me? I'm supposed to be building a house, not making a rescue mission. It's okay, they'll get out eventually. I think that this is a pretty solid design. I think it's time that I start getting some of my villagers down here. First thing I'm gonna have to do is craft a load of lecterns, but then I'm gonna place all of them down here and just watch as the villagers come in. But one of them got mending for 12 emeralds, are you kidding me? Why are the babies going to bed? Have you ever heard of the phrase, respect your elders? I forgot to light the top up. Before any destruction is caused, I'm just gonna have to sleep through all of this. Just complete chaos going on right now. Now it's time to continue transporting the villagers. I've now got a load of villagers trapped in here, so I'm gonna replace everything to be a lectern. Now just in case, I can get in if I need to. So let's see what kind of trades these villagers have. I'll have to reroll all of their professions later. So I can now buy the channeling book and then put it on my trident. But there are a bunch of enchantments that I need. So now I think I should just spend a load of time getting a bunch of enchantments that I need. There's a couple of villagers over here. Anyway, I got a bunch of enchantments like protection, efficiency, mending, and I also got a new pickaxe. New and improved. Now it is time that I fix something that is kind of destroying everything. A bunch of villagers kept on going on the roof over here. So I've got to fix that. I'm just gonna build over everything with cobblestone. So that's that problem taken care of. Now I want to level up this guy, because this guy can offer quartz and also dripstone blocks. Yes! And polished diorite. I really need that as much as polished andesite, but yes, okay, there we go. So you know what? Why don't I make an automatic dripstone farm? So I'll start by building up 3 blocks and placing a dripstone block. Then I'll build it out to 7 more blocks. Then I'll place glass all around the top. I can place all the dripstone along here. So if it grows to be 3 blocks, it'll harvest it. And now I've got a little collection system. Now I don't exactly have much stone, so I've mined quite a lot of stone and cobblestone, so I should be set for a pretty long time. So the reason I needed that is to even out my base a little bit. So right now, it's not very even. Now let's get to expanding. I've expanded this platform a lot, so I think that I shall expand the villager training hall a little bit more. So since this is 6 blocks long, I'm going to expand it out by 6 blocks, bridge out a few blocks in both directions, but then bridging out into different categories. I think I might have to add a bunch of walls so that the villagers don't fall off to the platforms over here. I didn't get to expand it that much, but I'm happy with the progress. I think it's time that I do something about this sheep over here. So I guess it's good that I got all of this cobblestone because I'm going to need a lot of it. So I'm going to have to craft 15 dispensers. So I guess there's a bit of crafting ahead of me. Then I can craft a load of observers, but I do not have enough redstone. Wait a minute. I need redstone to go here. Oh well, it's fine. I can still make progress. So I'll have to remove a bunch of these blocks so I can replace them with the stuff that I need to make this completely auto. Then I'll have to place dispensers on top of the observers facing the sheep. So unfortunately, this is all the progress that I can make now. Now I think it is time that I might spawn proof some of the nether. So I brought some glass with me so I can repair the platform. Then I'll make a wall all around it. So I'll add it up just a few more blocks. I think that this is as close to enough as a barrier that I need. But you know what? What if I just pulled a funny right now? What if I tried to find a nether fortress so I could craft a brewing stand? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I've spent a lot of time AFKing here at the mob farm, but I just can't seem to get many witches this far. So you know what? I think enough is enough. It's time for a little bit more nether exploration. I shall take my armor and go to the nether to find a fortress. All I want is to make brewing stands so I can get clerics, and now starts the exploration for the nether fortress. Why is there a bastion over there? I don't want that. Are you kidding me? Okay, I think that's a fortress over there. Did I seriously just get a skull from that? That was literally the second one. Oh my goodness. What is happening? Got it. Alright, that's enough for the nether. Why is there a guest? There we go. Home sweet home. I got 8 blaze rods from that. So I'll just go ahead and craft a few. I think all of these empty pods shall be filled up with clerics. The 2 trades that I needed, right there. Here we go. Now I just have to do that for all of the other ones. There we go. Now I've got tons of clerics. So I shall grab tons of rotten flesh. So now I can just trade all of this rotten flesh away. Now I don't have to sell any more iron. So while I'm here, why don't I just buy a lot of redstone so I can finally finish the wool farm. I'll place redstone behind all of the dispensers. The only thing left to do is to make the collection system. So I'll just build a simple little hopper minecart track around this. So I've got the wool farm working perfectly. Now I think I need to clean up my storage a little bit. Now that that has been dealt with, I think that I should finish enchanting all of my tools. There's a wandering trader over here. Let's see what he has. Sand, I need that. Oh my goodness, a stack of sand, that is beautiful. And I think that is all I need from this guy. You know what, I think I need to get a lot of emeralds. I think that the best way to do that is the drown farm. It's better than the mob farm, better than the gold farm even. To just get so much rotten flesh. So while I get rotten flesh, I can also prepare my tools. I've been here for about 10 minutes and got a bunch of rotten flesh. I can buy glowstone too. A few days of work, I'd say almost a stack of emeralds. Pretty good profit. So we have a situation. I just came back, I was organizing the wool storage. For a while I couldn't get any wandering traders, but now there's a bunch. So I'll buy a bunch of dark oak saplings, a bunch of mangrove logs, and I think that's all I need from this guy. So I think I should try to get a bunch more of these saplings, because I want to buy some efficiency books to get efficiency 5 on the sacks. But I need 35 emeralds for that, which is kind of a lot. Rotten flesh does take quite a while to get, because you just need high quantities of it, and that's a long-term game. I don't want to sell iron because this farm kind of stopped working. So I think I'm going to try to do a little bit more research on villager trades. So guys, I found it. We all know a bunch of sticks for emeralds, but I'm going to trade boats for emeralds, which I can get through fishermen. But this villager breeder, it's in a windswept hills, so all of these villagers will be snowy. I don't have spruce logs, which means that I must kidnap some villagers. So I'm going to have to find a plains biome, so I can get an oak villager, and then I can buy oak boats instead. So now that these two are cute, then I shall give them both some food. Oh wait, I forgot. They need beds. There we go, look at that. A baby plains villager. But now we'll just have to wait 20 minutes for that guy to grow up. Now while I wait for that, I think it's time that I solve this. I just stole lecterns from these people. Hello, sir. No, I'm kidding, I would never do that. Unless he was annoying, which I would do that. So I think the way that I could solve this, block off the villager base to ones that do not have a profession yet. Now none of them can get in, as well as that. So I shall steal some beds over here. So see, when I do that, slowly they all start to come over. And then once they're all gone, I'm going to block this off. Now it's time for these guys to finally get out. The situation has been dealt with. So you see there's a bunch of librarians that stole the job site from these guys. Will stay to the villagers that I want them to stay with. So now I'll put all of the signs back. You see that none of them are librarians now. I just have a bunch of unemployed hobos just running around. One of the trades that a fisherman can have is the string trade. I'm going to plan ahead and then trade some gold so I can get some string. Wait, why are the babies stealing it? Wait, no, wait. The babies are pocketing the gold. I have to kill them. Crap. That scared me a lot more than it should have. And the villager is now grown up. Yes, finally. Yes, and he got the string trade. So I'll go trade more gold to see if I can get a little bit more string, because this might be harder than I thought. I've spent tons of time bartering gold, and I got 10 string from that. But at least I got a bunch of crying obsidian and blackstone, so it wasn't that bad. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to buy buckets of cods, which I don't want to do. So I may have to do a little bit of fishing. It is now day 277. I spent nearly 2 hours leveling this guy up. I needed tons of fish, and for that, I made an AFK fisher, which got some pretty nice stuff, and I traded most of it away. But yeah, I now have a villager that I can buy oak boats from. We're getting about 24 emeralds per day. Unfortunately, there really just isn't a good way to level up these guys, but at least I got a cool fishing rod. I think I actually might want to get another one. Now I'll give them some carrots. Now hopefully they can make a child. I'll do that exact same thing. I'll get another child, and then I'll spend a bunch of time over at the AFK fish farm, and then have another villager that will sell me oak boats. I've now got 2 fishermen and a load of emeralds. So I think that I should get all tools and completely max out their enchantments. Starting with my axe. I'll buy 2 efficiency 4 books, which means I can finally take down these dark oak logs right here. Then I can grab a bunch of saplings. So I can place down a load of dirt, can place down a load of saplings, and then get a bunch of wood. I've mined a bunch of wood now, so let's go bring it back to the storage. Then I can also remove this dirt, and we shall make a bunch of boats and then trade them away. So I think what I'm going to buy next is a diamond shovel. So I'll buy 2 more efficiency books and get an efficiency 5 shovel. I should probably turn off this villager breeder. It's just been making way too many villagers. I think it is time that I capture another villager, because the stonemason that I have, he does not give me polished andesite. Okay, I have to block this up really quickly. So hold on. First order of business is to get you out. Because I shall get some beds. And now all of the villagers should go running. Or unless they're stupid. No! Okay, plan did not work. Plan did not go to plan. Well, I guess I have to buy a bunch of bricks now. So alright. Yes, andesite. Alright. So I'll work on expanding this out a few blocks. So I think instead of just making it all on the same level, I'm going to make it go down. And for that, I'm going to use stairs. So yeah, I'll continue working on this for a while. Now that I've expanded this a bunch, I can begin to transport villagers. As you can see, I've been getting a lot of emeralds lately, and I have used a lot of them to trade for things like andesite. I've attracted the paparazzi. Now I've got 3 stacks of emeralds just laying around. I shall continue leveling up all of my tools. So you can see this part was not finished yet, and I did also make it go down a little bit and use glowstone. Anyway, you can see that this sheep farm seems a little bit overpacked, I guess. So I think that I should build a proper storage system for every single one. This will really only require minimal work with under the sheep farm. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is craft a load of hoppers. So it'll go hopper minecart, hopper, and then chest. I'll have to get rid of this entire railroad track. Now that that has been destroyed, I can start adding all of the chests. So see, if I place a rail on top of this, then a hopper minecart on top, break the rail, everything that was on top that was not collected now goes into that chest. So we'll go ahead and add all of the rails on top of every single one of the hoppers. And I need to craft 15 more hopper minecarts. So then now I'll be able to break every single one of the rails. I spent some time over at the gold farm and I got a bunch of rotten flesh. I didn't organize the wool farm yet, I just wanted to get a little bit more gold so I can get blackstone. Yeah, this has already been producing quite nicely. And now all of the wool has been properly sorted and I've got a couple stacks of each. Now everything is completely out. You know what, I think it's time for a bit more sorting again. You can see I have a lot of stuff in here, and I also have a lot of stuff in the chest I leave downstairs for stuff to be sorted. So I'll go and do that. And also, once I'm done with this, I think I should get a bunch of wood and maybe spend the rest of the video doing that, so I'll be set for a really long time. It is now the middle of day 300, so first I'm gonna go dump away all of my saplings and sticks and apples I got from breaking all the leaves. And also got a new type of sapling, so wandering trader came by. I also went through quite a lot of bone meal. Before this I crafted about 6,000 bone meal, now I have 9,000. And I also traded for emeralds the entire time with some of the wood I got. So I just have like this many emeralds and I have some logs in my inventory, but it gets crazier. Oh yeah, I killed a villager after I got fortune because I spent over 300 times and I was mad. I got it on my diamond hoe, but now I don't have fortune. So I also have like some of this and some of that and some of that. So I've got quite a lot. That just means that I can make so much money. Trading is a little bit slow, but it's fine. So we'll keep all this wood here for me to use later. Now there's only a few things left to do. Starting with tearing apart this dirt platform. The only thing that I think I need to do now is make the 300-day sign. And I think it's only fitting I make it out of emeralds. Probably should have built it more to the side, but it's fine. Now I didn't exactly have enough emeralds to finish it, but I'll just say it's symbolic that I'll get richer. Next video will be unlocking the full potential of the nether. And yeah, that was the story of how I survived 300 days in original Skyblock.